Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Low Carb Lena. I am Lena and today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite dishes. It is a beef chorizo, spinach, tomato, Colby Jack cheese, a little Parmesan for the dish and for snacking during cooking, eggs, and some butter, and we are also going to be using some of our avocado oil. So here is what we need to make our dish. Follow along with me and we'll get started. So to start this recipe, first thing we want to do is obviously turn on our stove. We are going to turn it on to a high simmer is kind of where I like to start for this. I am going to put on some avocado oil as well as butter. Something I did learn from watching a little bit of Gordon Ramsay is if you put oil with your butter does not burn. It is proven. I've done it a ton of times and it does work. So we are going to use some oil as well as some butter. I do buy the Costco grass-fed butter. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. So a nice drizzle of oil as our pan heats. We are going to use, I'm going to go with about 2 tablespoons of butter to start. And just so you can see, this is half a pack, but we are using the Costco grass-fed butter. I do like the salted, because who doesn't like a little bit of salt? And we are going to just toss this right in there. Okay, so now that we have our oil and our butter making love, looking great, we are going to first start with our tomatoes. I like to cook the tomatoes down. It gives it like a roasted tomato taste, because you'll see as we go through the recipe, we are actually going to smash the tomatoes. So if you cook them in the oil and butter, they get really nice and soft. The skin cooks to where it's super just smooth when you bite into it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to drizzle in however many you like. I like to do about enough to cover a little less than half the pan. We're going to roll those around, make sure they get nice and oiled and buttered up, because it's only going to help them cook. And for right now, we are just cooking them down. Next, what we're going to do is put in our beef chorizo. I buy this from Sprouts Farmers Market. It is a bit spicy, so if you don't like spice, you could do a regular sausage, you could do a regular chorizo, no spice, and you could really do a meat of your choice, but this I find is just super delicious with this specific meal. It's low carb. It has less than 1 gram of sugar in this entire pack of meat. I think it is in the seasoning because, like I said, it does have spice. But we're just going to go ahead, kind of break this meat up a little bit, get that cooking. And now that we have our meat in, I am going to turn up our heat a little bit. So it's going to go past simmer. And we are cooking at about a medium heat right now. This chorizo does not take too long to cook. It already smells so good. Yum. Alright, and just kind of let that cook down. We're going to cover that and let that cook down for just a minute or two, and then we're going to come back and check it. Do you hear that sizzle? That's greatness cooking. My gosh, this smells delicious. Okay, so really break up this meat. The tomatoes are looking nice. You can almost see the tomatoes soften in the dish when you cook them like this. Oh yeah, break it up. So this is going to be our base for the dish. So you want to make sure this meat's cooked, it's browning nicely. It doesn't take too long to cook chorizo. So while our meat and tomatoes are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and crack my eggs. I like to crack my eggs into just a small measuring cup. You can use a bowl, whatever you prefer. I do this because you'll find at the end of this, it's a lot easier to pour them into our recipe. We are not cracking and doing like a scrambled egg with this. This is actually my finishing touch, and I like to put the eggs right over it and we steam them. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack these eggs to make our life a little easier. Be sure not to crack the yolk when you drop the eggs in. You want the yolk whole. Let's go ahead and check on our meat and tomatoes. Oh yes. We are cooking, baby. Our meat looks perfect. We don't want it completely cooked at this stage because it is going to sit in the pan a bit longer. So at this point, what I am going to do is I just break these little tomatoes up. They should be soft enough that you could just squish them, the juice comes out. This is gonna just add flavor, it's gonna add texture. Now be very careful when you are squeezing the tomatoes because sometimes they will just like burst, and it is hot, so you don't want to burn yourself. Oop, see what I mean? Mix it all in. Okay, once this is spread out evenly, we are going to turn our temperature down to a medium simmer. And our next step is spinach. I like to use baby spinach. You can use regular spinach, whatever you want. This is just what I use. We're going to use this whole container. You can never go wrong with spinach, and spinach does shrink when you cook it. So in my opinion, you can never have enough. If you love a ton of spinach, you can cover this, let this cook down, and always add more. Just want to make sure this is all covered. Let's season our spinach. Today we are going to use flaky sea salt, salt to taste. Don't over salt. You can always add more once the dish is done. Yum. We are going to use some black pepper. Don't be scared to season the spinach because greens really do need love from seasoning. If not, you just get a straight green taste, which some people love. Okay, now that our seasoning is on our spinach, we're gonna go ahead and cover that and let that spinach marinate with our chorizo and our tomatoes. Our spinach has been cooking down for about 1.5 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take off our lid, and I'm gonna throw in some cheese. So I'm gonna use the rest of this Colby Jack cheese that I have here, and I am just going to put that right over the spinach. We are gonna use a little bit of mozzarella as well. But we're going to do this to start. It just kind of, I feel, keeps the heat on the top of the spinach, and who doesn't love cheese, especially when you're low carb. So we're going to also cover this, let this kind of cook down a bit. Once you see the cheese start to form over the spinach, you know you're ready for your next step. Alrighty, so our cheese is starting to form over the spinach. You can see it starting to take shape, so we're going to go ahead and remove our lid. Yum. We are going to add a little bit of mozzarella to this. Just kind of spread it around where the cheese is not already. Add as much as you like. You really can't go wrong with cheese on this dish. It just adds some love. A couple more pieces. Okay, so now that we have all of our cheese in the dish, the next thing that we're gonna do is add the eggs. So with this, our eggs are going to be steamed. So I like to create a little bit of a pocket right where our cheeses are. And one, the reason being it holds the yolk of the egg really well. And two, it allows that heat to come through from the bottom of the pan where the meat is, all that goodness, and it just allows our egg to cook a bit better. So we've made our 4 pockets into our slices of cheese, and I am going to go ahead and we're going to drop in 4 eggs. You could absolutely use more eggs if you would like. I just had 4 eggs in the fridge, so that's what I'm doing. You want to drop each yolk in, being careful not to crack them because it's delicious when you still have your yolk. I'm going to spread just the rest of that little egg white around. Beautiful. Now that our eggs are inside of our dish, we are going to go ahead and cover this. Why? We want to steam our eggs. So the eggs that we like, we don't like a completely cooked yolk. We still want it to have a little bit of a texture without being super runny. So I'll show you how we're gonna cook our eggs. We're gonna lift our lid. Our eggs have been cooking for about 30 seconds, 45 seconds. And I am going to go ahead and also season our eggs. I'm gonna use a little bit of our sea salt flakes. We're going to use our black pepper. Now we cover and we wait. Our eggs have been cooking for about 6 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and check on them and see how it looks. Oh my goodness, if you could smell this, it is so delicious. Like, wow. Okay, so I'm just gonna tap on the yolks here, and what I'm looking for is a soft to medium firmness to where I know that yolk is not cooked completely, but it's not super soft. I want like a firm run, if that makes sense. And I will show you. These are literally perfect. Let me show you what this looks like, because oh my gosh. So our dish is done. Look how good that looks. I'm gonna go ahead and serve myself a plate and do a taste test, but I know it's delicious. Our beautiful egg, still running a little bit. Oh my gosh. Get a little bit of tomato, the chorizo. Oh my gosh. The flavor of this dish is unbelievable. This is a bit spicy because of the chorizo. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I am a hot sauce fan, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of Cholula. This is literally no carbs, no sugar. It's not gonna hurt you. Oops. Add a little bit to that dish. If you guys are going to try making this at home, be ready for the entire thing to be gone. It is one of my favorite dishes. I have made this for breakfast even before low carb. I would add potatoes to the bottom, sweet potatoes, regular potato, a little bit more stuff, but I have simplified it for our low carb lifestyle. but we did not simplify the taste or the flavor of this dish. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. My name is Lena, and bon appetit.